Yo, it's Cyrobe, and today we have something a little different. I'm going to show you how I made an average of 217 exalts per hour. Recently, I caught wind of how valuable farming Chaos Trials can be, as the viewers in my community linked me a video by Loopy that showed his results of farming 60 individual Chaos Trials solo. To oversimplify, he earned 195 exalts per hour, clearing it solo. This was quite impressive, and inspired me to create a discovery of my own. Despite the lower sample size, group farming allowed us to average 217 exalts per hour per person, and might technically give you more value per ultimatum used, since we use one ultimatum and get rewards for 3 people, instead of 3 people using 3 ultimatums separately. Far better use of your time instead of chasing crackbot theories for citadels based on the bodies pointing to different directions of the globe. Anyways, the idea behind the Chaos farms is to farm specifically the ones that say 10 trials, because you are guaranteed 3 total soul cores if you survive all 10, which you can then exchange the cores for exalts. 3 cores are guaranteed, as well as at least 1 fate, if you survive all 10 floors, but they are all at random, so I decided to try and milk the trials for all they're worth. In my testing, I ran around 15 total trials, which is a fairly small sample size, but just for efficiency's sake. There are Chaos ultimatums that say 10 trials, 7 trials, and 4 trials. The other ones can work for lower level players, but from my testing, the best to farm are the 10 trials because they are the only ones that have any sort of chance at spawning the Kappa core, or as my community calls it, the Kappa core, which at the time of this video is worth upwards of 380 exalts, or roughly 3 divine. However, based on my discovery, the Chaos Trials are 3 soul cores per person. You do not need to share or ninja grab for them like you would for drops or currency when mapping. Is this better than mapping? I'll leave that up for you to decide. In my theory testing, I did 15 total trials with 4 people grouped up. The concept of putting more names in the hat to be selected for the grand prize of the Kappa, and then splitting the prizes evenly 4 ways. However, if someone dies, they are out of the pot because we physically cannot collect their rewards for them. Before we get into this, I think 4 players is too many. 3 people seems to be the sweet spot, and you'll see why when I go over my data. Factoring in our completely inefficient and lax pace, and also including my failures and deaths of our squad, because playing in a 4 stack puts the mobs on steroids, and also early access bug moments, we full wiped 4 out of 15 times, 11 of which we succeeded. However, one of those was a 7 trial, which we found out later does not have a chance to draw the Kappa core at all, as the Kappa core can seemingly only spawn in a 10 trial run at the very last end of it. So, narrowing it down to 10 successful 10 trial runs, we hit the Kappa core 4 times and a perfect jeweler's orb once. Our earnings totaled around 2,178 exalts in 10 runs total, each run taking us about 20 minutes. We managed around 3 runs per hour for 653 exalts per hour, but then we had to split them evenly, dividing them on average among 3 people that survived, evening back down to 217 exalts per hour per person. But of the 10 successful 10 trials, someone also died 7 out of 10 of those times, which hurts the success rate and the amount earned. We were a bit inefficient in our routing and survival rates, so I can assume you would only see greater numbers and results with less deaths and less time gaps in between. I would not take more than 3 people. And you could be even more efficient if you follow the setup that we discovered by the end of this video, which first we should get into the negatives. This farm is pretty deadly when stacking 4 people and 10 floor Chaos Trials. Currently, I think the sweet spot is 3 people max. I think 4 might be a little too many depending on group strength. A full squad wipe happened around 4 times, and individual player deaths were another 7, making 11 out of the 15 runs have a death in them, equaling a very high mortality rate. But again, enemies are way harder with 4-player parties, so I'll revisit this again on my live stream as we celebrate the new year by the time this video is live, so be sure to check me out over there. We also started off the runs a bit slower, but started shaving off a ton of time by the end if everyone uses Blink to speedrun the trials. Blink can be used to teleport your player, but replaces your ability to dodge roll. However, teleporting lets you instantly ascend and descend from elevators, and also ascend to the top of locations for faster trial completions, which towards the end saved us a lot more time. One of the main value positives is that we are able to share Chaos Trial ultimatums, which means instead of 4 people individually using 4 ultimatums by themselves, we use only a single ultimatum shared between 4 people, stretching the value of a single ultimatum further per use. Of the individual cores that dropped, our top 3 were 22 Topotante, 19 Tecates, and 14 Circulados, with the lowest being these. Oddly enough, we hit the ASCAPA jackpot 4 times. The first one we didn't share or split because we didn't have the agreement going into it, but agreed to start splitting after, hitting 4 Kappa jackpots out of the 10 successful 10 trial runs, and a single perfect jeweler's orb in the 5th. Did we get lucky? I'm not sure. We had barely any magic find or any rarity increases, so we were mostly at full odds. And I don't think rarity modifiers can even change or impact which cores you get, but so far we're uncertain. Is it better to do it solo or in a group? I think it's best for solo for most people, but if you can get a group of around 3 people who can all keep up at the same pace and not die, then it might be more valuable per ultimatum to run multiple people at once, since the main logic is the more names in the hat that you put, the higher chance you have of getting the jackpot, which in this case is the ASCAPA. 3 people seems like the sweet spot based on my testing, since 4 people usually ended up with at least 1 dead anyways. I think the best way to optimize this further is with 3 people max in a 10 chaos trial, all running blink and potentially chaos inoculation. This allows you to be immune to several possible debuffs from the trial like poison or chaos and even bleed with your shielding, which makes the trial itself far easier and the debuffs themselves a lot less impactful. But again, we are going to be testing this even further live on Twitch. So let me know what you all think and what your success is for 3 people farming a 10 chaos trial. I'll leave the rest of this video for our tutorial on how we maximized our clear speed and run setup for anyone who wants a full visual guide. I've been Cyrobe, and I'll see you all in 2025 on YouTube and live every day on Twitch. Peace. So, yo, what's up YouTube? Cyrobe here once again. We are showing you guys probably the best farm for Exalts right now, and really, best is going to be very dependent on what class you are. For me, I am a monk, and I can run Chaos Inoculation. If you don't have access to that, it's probably not going to be as good for you, but right now we are farming Chaos Trials, and some people have already made a lot of discussion around this topic of whether or not these are worth farming. And yes, they are. They are worth farming. That's not the groundbreaking thing that I'm bringing you today. Everyone knows the inscribed ultimatums give you cores at the end of it. They give you 3 cores. However, it is 3 cores per person. It is not 3 cores in total. It is 3 cores for each person, and they are all randomized, which means my 3 cores are not going to be the same as all of my party members' 3 cores. And I discovered this just by testing it manually. And the first run that we ever did up here, we actually hit the ASCAPA. And if you don't know what the ASCAPA is, that is one of the most expensive soul cores that you can get that is worth roughly like 3 divine. We hit that not once, but twice, 3 times, and 4 times, and then a 5th time we hit a perfect jeweler's orb. This is extremely juiced. I don't know how long they're going to leave this in, but if you were on my live stream, you've already got this set up, because on my live stream I showed everybody this stuff first, got you set up, got you guys taken care of, so we've already cashed out over on the live stream side. If you're still on YouTube, you know, feel free to check me out live on Twitch, because Twitch is where I do all my testing, and then YouTube is where I upload things once I've finalized the testing. However, you get the early access if you're on the live streams. Anyways, because of Chaos Inoculation. And it makes you immune to Chaos damage, which makes you immune to poison, and you don't get immune to bleed, but since you're all shielding and no HP, you are pseudo-immune to bleed, because bleed can only proc on HP. So you're immune to like 3 different statuses that the trial tries to throw at you, which you can just take as pretty much nothing. Free rooms, basically. And right now, I don't have really any rare find on. I have about like 50% from these boots. You might have a little bit harder time if you're not running Chaos Inoculation, but that really does make this take like no time at all. On top of that, we are running Blink. Pretty much everybody's running Blink, and you'll see why. Elevator, because this elevator can get you killed, but guess what? You can just go straight up it with Blink, and it's a little bit of a speedrun strat that we started doing. A couple of people in my community introduced that tech to me. Combined with the shield charge, really just allows you to like fly through these levels. But if you look here, you don't have to wait for the elevator anymore. You can just TP off the edge. And I like that because there are so many times where you get body blocked or left behind on an elevator. It gets really fucking annoying. The idea is if you stay in this bottom corner right here, the enemies don't have the aggro radius to hit you or attack you. Because you're sitting here and they're spawning across the way, but they can't aggro onto you. Like they don't have enough vision or whatever their code is letting them know that we exist in whatever radius they have, whatever trigger box that is. They can't tell that we're here. So we can just sit here in this corner and just waste as much time as possible, because this trial is literally, it still ticks down on the clock regardless of how many you kill or how fast you kill them. It doesn't matter. So there's no point in wasting your energy or like resources like flying around the arena killing everything, because they're not even giving you drops either. And then when the timer runs out, you automatically end anyways. You automatically win. So just sitting in the corner allows you to just ignore most of the enemies that spawn, because if there are enemies that spawn right here, they won't aggro onto you in that corner or just across the map. You won't be able to always do that because sometimes you'll have debuffs that spawn like projectiles that shoot at you. So be very careful about when you do that. But if you have nothing that spawns on top of you or shoots you, you should be fine to just kind of sit in the corner there and just farm it. Yeah, and these are the first group of cores. So you get cores at round 4, I think round 7 or 8, and then round 10. The only way that you can ever see an Azcapa, as far as I know, is at round 10. You cannot see one any earlier than that. So all of these actually don't matter. They can't drop it. That's why the 4 floor trials and the 7 floor trials don't matter, because you will not see the Azcapa unless it's at the very end of the 10th trial. That is the only time you could ever hope that it's in the pool. But again, here's why we run Chaos Inoculation. This is a free room with no debuffs. That is a freebie for us, because we are immune to poison, because we're immune to chaos, and we're immune to bleed because we have shielding. So we're effectively getting a freebie for this room. And then we can just delete this bird, because this bird is going to be killing us really fast. So we have to make sure that he doesn't live longer. Oh, yep, and he went tornado immediately because he's fucking bugged out. But we kill him. That's why I run Blink as well, because when he... Oh, 2 Exalted Orbs. Sweet, I'm already getting paid. We run Blink just in case, because if you get caught in that tornado, you will get one shot, even with a ton of defense. You will just die. Oh, here's where we would see our next soul cores. Again, this would not be an Azcapa. As far as I know, it is impossible for any of the cores to be Azcapas unless it's the very last one. These all suck, crit chance. At least we already did the tornado one, so that means the last boss is going to be like the Griffin, right? That's actually good. He's getting moved around, bro. He's getting moved around, he's dead. I really don't like the fact that there's player collision. They need to turn that off. Player collision is very dumb. Alright, we're at the boss. Oh, sweet. This is where we get the Azcapa, so let's do a little quick check. Any Azcapas? I did not get one. Goopalotl. Goopalotl. Nope. We got one more person we're waiting on. It's Korthon again. Takati. Took you a while to answer there, buddy. No, I'm kidding. We got the chaos damage. So the chaos damage is literally a free room. There's no debuffs, and we're fighting the boss. So it's the Griffin. Otherwise, you just get body blocked for days, bro. Oh, Korthon's dead. I don't know what happened. Korthon died. Oh, rest in peace. There to kill it. Nice. God, that was annoying. Stormings are very, very annoying. Yeah, so we're done now. We finished the entire Chaos Trial relatively quickly. It was about maybe like 20 minutes, I'd say, on average. Can get slower if you get harder. Debuffs. It can be a little bit slower. So right now we got 3 cores. What we're gonna do is we're gonna split this all like 3 ways. We'll cash out just that right now. Thank you so much. 405 exalts for that. We hit it literally 3 times so far. 1, 2, 3. This is our 4th Azcapa that we hit just now. Oh, wait. Bug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good work again, boys. Go work again, Pastel. Go work again. We're spreading the love, spreading the wealth. You know what they say. Gotta get your hands dirty every now and then. 4, 5, 6, 7. Another 13. Shit, dude. This feels like we're on some, like, black market printing press, man. I think that's going to be it for this video. Just hope you guys understand that we are legit printing money. And if you want to see exactly how this works, feel free to stop by my Twitch stream. I stream every single day. And celebrating New Year's very, very soon. So, if you see this video before it's too late, Happy New Year's. And before, I wish you a very happy end to 2024. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel and supporting Path of Exile. I have a lot of plans soon in the future for more Path of Exile, more classes, and hopefully the new Monster Hunter game out in February. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Say bye to YouTube, boys. Say bye to YouTube. That was sort of for this video. Again, check me out live on Twitch so you guys can see all these details and all these testings and all my findings. Typically, what I do first is I test everything live on Twitch. And then once it's finalized and once I understand everything and have it more organized, I'll submit it to YouTube as like a finalized piece. So all of the testing is live if you want the earliest possible information or updates on anything that I'm doing. Check me out there. I'm live every single day, celebrating New Year's very soon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Peace, peace.